Trying to find the reasons you won't.
Hello beautifuls, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. Hi, it's been a hot minute since I posted a video, but I am so happy to be back. But before we get into what today's video is actually about, I want to show you guys the cutest little things that I have been creating in my studio. So within my hand that is briefly being covered by my arm is this cute little nail stand that I have custom made. It is a soot sprite, and he has his little candy stars strapped around him, and it goes so perfectly with the Studio Ghibli nail charms that I have been creating. That has actually been a little nail adventure that I've been leaning towards, creating a space where I can share my crafts with you guys. So my handcrafted nail stands as well as my 3D nail charms. Yeah, because being able to create things for yourself is really cool, but being able to share them is even better. And yeah, I want to be able to create a space to where you guys can possibly get your hands on some of the things that I really enjoy creating. So keep an eye out. It is something that is currently in the works. I have been gathering up materials and things like that. So yeah, let me know if you guys really want this, and then I will fast track it. But nonetheless, it is something that's going to be happening, but how fast, that really depends. And so nonetheless, let's actually get into what today's video is truly about. So as you guys know, if you know me, you know that I am obsessed with the Chinese nail market when it comes to nail products and nail artistry, anything. So in my hunt to be able to purchase new Chinese nail products, I have found a cool way to purchase from the app RedNote as well as Taobao. I personally have always been struggling with purchasing from Taobao and RedNote. One, because I'm in Germany, and Germany has really strict like shipping, like foreign international shipping laws and things like that. So Taobao does not ship to Germany. From my knowledge right now, they do not ship to Germany. And RedNote as well does not ship to Germany. I don't know if it's different for the US, but from where I stand now, it is not available for me here in Germany. So I've always been on a hunt and finding ways to be able to purchase these nail art products that I have been seeing and circulating within my RedNote nail feed, and I found a way. So right now we are just going to focus on the things that I actually purchased, and then we will get into how I was able to purchase these very things. So the first thing that I'm showing you is the creator of these nail molds. She runs a shop on RedNote. I don't quite know if she's on Taobao, but I do know she's on RedNote. And what's really cool about her nail molds is that she handcrafts and hand sculpts the charms. And then after hand sculpting them and creating the design, she then creates a nail mold based off of the very things that she's handcrafted. I really like that. If I ever decide to get into nail molds, that's kind of the route I will go, because I love showing people that they have options. If you want to learn how to hand sculpt it yourself, I will show you how to hand sculpt it yourself. But if you want an easier method to achieve the same look, then I will give you a nail mold. That's the easy way to achieve the same look. So I really love that. And right now I'm just kind of like going through all of the various things that she has available within her nail shop. Yeah, she has so many versions of Sanrio character nail art molds. So it's a really fun thing to look at, especially her page is really fun to look at. She also has times where she goes lives. I believe it's every weekday early in the morning for me, because Germany. So yeah, I just know that she does it every weekend early in the morning, Chinese, on Chinese time zone. I will put her page in the description down below, so you guys can check her out if you have RedNote or if you want to download the app RedNote. But these are the 3 nail molds that I got. They were pretty simple. So the first one that I got was an accessories nail mold. It has things like glasses, little star charms, little cookie charms. Let me see, because I'm nowhere near it. Yeah, like glasses, just little accessories that you can add to your charms to give a little bit of pizzazz. It is very flexible. Ooh, a very flexible nail mold, as well as quite see-through, so you won't have a problem with the items curing all the way. And then the second things that I got, they are the exact same thing. The only difference is one is curved and one is a flat back. I personally appreciate that because oftentimes if it is small enough, there's no reason for it to be curved. It's just even more of a hindrance. So very small nail charms can be a flat back nail charm without worrying about how you're going to seal it and keep it from getting caught on your like hair, on your clothing and things like that. So I did use some 3D molding clay to fill in the charms just so you guys can see exactly how they look with their little bodies and things like that. I'm like trying to do it on my hand and it keeps like falling into the curve. But they're very, very small and quite lightweight. So I like that. You would think that you'll be using a ton of clay to fill these, but no, I don't think it's no thicker than probably 3 millimeters, which is good. For what I've noticed in all of my 3D sculpting adventures, you do not want your charms to be no thicker than 3 millimeters because that's how you ensure that it cures all the way. And every products have a bit of a cure depth when it comes to their clays. But for the ones that I use, their cure depth is about 3 millimeters. Sometimes I can get away with 4, but even then, if I am going for thicker, larger charms, I try to do the layering method. It's like a whole thing. If I should do another video of my updated process for 3D charm making, yeah, I should. Okay, note to Desiree, need to make an updated video because a lot of things have changed in my process of 3D sculpting. So the next thing that I am getting into are nail art brushes. So all of these are nail art brushes from the brand Nail and Yolly. I have purchased some Nail and Yolly products off of AliExpress, but I think from now on I will be leaning more towards the current app that I use to purchase any more Nail and Yolly products. The main reason is because I'm able to get the full catalog of Nail and Yolly off of the current app that I use rather than having to wait a certain time period until it gets available on AliExpress. And I think that's the biggest problem. I am quite like up to date and current when it comes to nail art products that are trending in Chinese nail spaces and things like that. So because I'm so up to date, I am going on AliExpress and I'm searching for these products on AliExpress, but they have not caught up to where these shops are believing that they have enough American market to then place it onto, or more than American market, a foreign market to then place it onto AliExpress. Because from my knowledge, I believe the app that majority Chinese netizens use is like Taobao, and our version of Taobao is AliExpress. So nonetheless, I am probably going to be switching to this new app. It is a bit more on the pricier side because you are almost guaranteed to pay for shipping. There is no like, they haven't gotten to a point, I believe, where it's like buy so much you get free shipping. So right now in the stage of where the app is, you pay for all the shipping. Maybe as it grows, maybe as it gains more traction, that will change, and it has options to where if you spend so much, they will cut shipping. But from my knowledge now, that's not the case. So it does run a bit more expensive. However, what I've noticed is that it kind of balances itself out because you're getting these products as the Chinese market price rather than the inflated price that AliExpress gets. And yeah, you don't end up paying shipping on AliExpress. So it's, in the end, do your own due diligence. If you realize that it is cheaper for you to get said products off of AliExpress or wait to get them off of AliExpress, go that route. But if not, and you want to say, oh, there's not much of a price difference, so let me go this route, cool. I think it's always great, especially when you are a foreigner entering into other communities' markets. It is always very important to have two ways, like more than one way, to be able to purchase the items that you want safely. But yes, I got brushes. So right now I am holding up these brushes from Nail and Yolly. So this is a dual builder gel brush. You're able to, so you have a builder gel brush on one end, and then connected to it you also have a liner brush to finish the rest of your builder gel application. So lately within the community, we've noticed this technique where people have been applying the gel using a flat bristle gel brush and then using a liner brush to ensure that the gel is safely placed on the sidewalls and things like that. So this brush is curated to do that exact thing. I think it's absolutely perfect. I loved it. I loved it so much that I grabbed two. So, and I believe the liner brush on the opposite end of the gel brush is a 9mm, and I'm someone that absolutely loves a beautiful 9mm liner brush. So that's also another reason to why I grabbed two. It's like two birds with one stone kind of thing. Yeah, it is going to be a great addition to my nail process, and I'm really happy because I'm able to get rid of my Nail and Yolly brush because she has met her limit. It barely closes. I think the only thing that's actually keeping it together is the residual gel that is on the end of the little brush. I think that's the only thing that ensures that it sticks down, because she has been through hell and back. I have had to cut off frayed bristles and things like that. Yeah, when you get to that point of your brush where you're like cutting it back into shape, it's time to replace the brush. She's no good. And I don't really care for Young Nails products that much, so I really wanted a brush from a brand that I really liked. So that's what led me to the Nail and Yolly brush. And this is just me opening up the second one. And then those 4 other brushes are just new sets of brushes that they came out. It is not, so all the brushes that I have are not sold as a set. So the original 10 you'll be purchasing on its own for, I think, on RedNote, I found one for like $57. Mind you, I got it for Christmas. My husband spent $110. So the difference is in the pudding, you know what I mean? So you'll be buying the set of 10 by itself, and then the set of 4 you have to buy by itself as a collection, and then the dual-ended builder gel brush also is purchased alone. I have yet to see one where you're able to buy the full collection, so all 16 brushes. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go through and show you guys each of the brushes, and I'm really glad I got my hand on these because I'm able to replace some of these brushes that I have that don't quite have caps. And yeah, it is really important if you're using nail art brushes where you primarily use it for gel or based products, you really need a brush with a cap. You need a brush with a cap. I have a very gigantic window that shines a ton of sun into my nail art room. So to ensure that my bristles, the gel on my bristles are not curing, I always get brushes that have caps. Always. I highly recommend it. Even if you live in a very dark space, you still want brushes with caps, because when that gel hardens, it is hell and back to get that gel out of that bristle brush without ruining the bristles. So, yeah, I'm just going through showing you guys each of the brushes. This is mainly like for myself too, because this is my first look at these brushes as well as me recording them. So if it seems like, girl, you're taking a hell of a long time looking at this brush, touching this brush, that's because it is my first look at it. Yeah, so this is a liner brush. I think it's a 15 millimeter liner brush. I've gotten to this point in my career, well, I'm able to like point out the millimeters of things. And I don't use, like, outside of nails, I really don't use millimeter all that much. I'm able to like judge. This is about like 5 millimeters. So I do believe it is a 15 millimeter. A 18 millimeter is a little bit more longer and oftentimes heftier. I've seen within my expertise of brushes, I've seen a ton of 15 millimeter brushes be very thin and scampy, and the same with 20 millimeters, thin and scampy. But 18, for some reason, most places don't get a thin 18 millimeter. I don't know why. But those are all the brushes that I got from Nell and Yolly. Right now, I have so many brushes and they're all like stuffed in the smallest little brush container that I have. So it's really hard for me to look at them and tell the difference between them. But I held up those two brushes side by side because the black brush was on the thicker side. I didn't know that. She was a little bit thicker than the rest of them. She's thicker than her sisters, so. Nonetheless, they are much appreciated and going to be much loved until they have to be replaced. And when it's time to replace them, I will replace them with the same brush, not a different brand. Alrighty, so now that the nail haul is over, we're actually going to get into how I purchased from RedNote. Okay, so the app that I am using is called Shop Me Agent, and through Shop Me Agent, you can shop from RedNote as well as Taobao. So I mainly use this app for nail art products, but you can also use it for like fashion, makeup, and electronics. Pretty much anything that's on the Chinese market, you are able, let me back up. From what I know, majority of the stuff that's on the Chinese market, you are able to purchase from this app. And it kind of works the same way that like AliExpress works. The only difference is that it directly pulls from RedNote and Taobao, while AliExpress, you are able to purchase from people's actual shops, and AliExpress functions kind of like an Amazon, where it's just like the marketplace for you to shop at. Does that make sense? Yeah. But nonetheless, you are able to enter into the Chinese market and buy these products that are being used by Chinese netizens. Like I said, I majority use mine for nail art, but I did some research, and I also found out that you can purchase 3D printers, like resin printers and filament printers off of here too. Granted, it will be in Chinese, but nonetheless, you can purchase it. So, so I'm just going through and showing you guys the different ways that you can actually browse for nail products on the app. So you can use their shop by category, or you can also use their recently viewed, which it'll show you the items that you have recently viewed and then give you suggestion of other products that falls within that category. So now I'm going to show you guys the main way that I use the app and how I browse for products. So going through the RedNote app, I'm browsing, looking for products that I'm interested in. After I find something that I'm interested in, I then go to that person's shop to see if they have said item available. If they have said item available, which in this case, she did not have the item available anymore. And oftentimes that could be because of different reasons. Probably in this case is she just no longer has it listed. Because oftentimes, because this is the product is on their shop, it might not be a product that they actually like sell themselves. Does that make sense? But nonetheless, after I find a product that I do want, I then go to the arrow at the top corner of the RedNote app and I copy link. And then I take that and I open up the Shop Me Agent app. And then through the Shop Me Agent app, a prompt pops up pretty much asking you if you want to paste said link. You click paste said link, and then boom, it finds the product on RedNote for you to then add to your cart. After you add said item to your cart, like I'm doing right here, you then want to open up your cart itself, and there you will have a breakdown of all the products that you pretty much want to purchase. After that, you just double check to make sure that you have everything that you want, and then click check out. Once you check out, it'll give you yet another product breakdown, and then it'll also give you a full price breakdown. So how the price goes is you pay for shipping. You can pay via by air or by sea. By air would practically always be the cheapest option. The only time that is not the cheapest option is when you have something that is heavily weighted. Then by sea becomes a cheaper option, because by sea you can of course put more weight on the ship. So it's always at that standard price of $118. And then now we're going through the price breakdown. So you have a subtotal, a shipping total, a tip that is always there, and then a processing fee, because the only way that you're able to make a payment is through PayPal on this app. So PayPal is their preferred method of payment. So PayPal has a processing fee. So they go ahead and they calculate that for you as well. So yeah, that is how I use the app and how I'm able to purchase from RedNote and Taobao. I'm just showing you guys the damage that I have already done. This is the next upcoming shipment that's coming to me. I bought a total of 23 items and I spent $257. Yeah. I cannot wait to get my grubby little fingers on these and show you guys all the products and actually like swatch them and stuff for you. But yeah, that's pretty much how I do it. Yeah, I also am going to show a clip showing you guys that they do have a contact WhatsApp number. And every time I have contacted them, they have gotten back to me within 24 hours. And then they also show you a breakdown. And if there's any price changes, they give all of that information to you on WhatsApp itself. But I really enjoy the app. I probably will be purchasing from them a lot more. And yeah, that is today's video. I really hope that if you were searching for a place to purchase Chinese nail art products, I have provided said place for you. And if you had no idea that you could purchase Chinese nail art products, I have also provided that for you. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I cannot wait to create some more videos with you. Bye, I love you.